Alright, so I'm going to be doing similar figures and scale drawing activity 2, slide number 1. So it says, it doesn't say that. It says Rob collects model planes. One of his planes uses a scale in which 1 inch represents 1.5 feet. If the length of the model airplane is 12 inches, find the length of the actual airplane in feet. So I'm going to set it up as a proportion. So in proportions, remember, it was one thing versus another, like in a fraction, right? Separate napkin, thank you. So, in this case, it's feet per inch. Or inch per foot. It doesn't really matter as long as you have the same number on top and on bottom. So I'm going to say inch and then feet. So I'm going to say inch is top and feet is the bottom. So it says 1 inch represents 1.5 feet. So 1 inch and 1.5 feet. So then it says I'm looking for a model of an airplane is 12 inches. Well, since inch is on top, that means 12 would be on the top in this proportion. So now you can ask yourself a couple of things. What times 1 gives me 1.5? Or what times 1.5 gives me 1? Or in this proportion, you can cross multiply and find your x. So they have ooh, they're trying to be tricky. Yeah, since inch is 1 and inch is 12, they might have it like switch. They might have the 1 on the bottom and the 1.5 on the top, or they might have the 12 on the bottom and the x on the top, which I think is how it goes in your assignment. Nope, they have it like this. Okay, great. So now to solve this, cross multiply. So 1.5 times 12, and then 1 times x. So since it's 1 times x, or 1 times, no, other way. No, I can't do this. Since it's 1 times x, it's 1x, which is x, and so once you cross multiply these two numbers, you're going to get your answer. So we pull out our calculator, and we have 12 times 1.5, and we get 14.4. And that is your scale of the actual airplane in feet. So it's 14.4 feet. And that was for Rob. All right, now we're looking at Allison. So it says Allison is looking at a floor plan that uses a scale in which 0.5 inches represents 4 feet. So again, it's inches versus feet. We can have inches on top, feet on the bottom, feet on the top, inches on bottom. It really doesn't matter. So this time I'm going to do feet on the top and inches on the bottom. So since I have two different proportions, two different scales, 0.5 inches, so 0.5 equals 4 feet. So 0.5, then 4. Then it says a length of 12 feet. So again, it's feet, so feet on the top, so 12 would go on the top. So since this is proportions, you can do it different ways. You can cross multiply 12. You can cross multiply and then divide, or you can say what times 12 gives me 4, and that would give you your multiplier for the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to do it that way this time. So 4 times what is 12? Well, 4 times 3 is 12. So what's 0.5 times 3? It should be 1.5. Yep, it's 1.5. And I'm going to cross multiply just to make sure I'm doing it correctly. So 0.5 times 12 is 6. 6 divided by 4 is the 1.5. So lots and lots of different ways to solve these scale factor problems. Our last, and again, it's going to show you, so 4, yeah, it has the 4 and the 0.5 flipped. I just switched it to let you guys see that it can be flipped just as long as the numbers are in the correct spot all the way across. Inches are all the way across, feet are all the way across, and then you'll be good. Erin is using her map app to walk to a friend's house. The scale on her app says that 0.5 inches or 0.25 inches represents 50 meters. If Erin is 2.5 inches, what's my meter? So, again, you can use what times this gives me this, and that would answer this. Or you can cross multiply and divide by the extra. So I know that I can move a decimal by multiplying by 10. So 0.25 times 10 gives me 2.5. So my multiplier, my scale factor, is timesing by 10. So if I times the top by 10, I have to also times the bottom by 10. And when I times by 10, I move a 0. So x equals 500 meters. So there is your lesson. If you have any questions, let us know.